Well, I encountered Black Angels for the first time in August of 1973. I had recently returned from Canada, where I had gone just in case the draft board might have drafted me. And I had signed a contract to play in the Victoria Symphony, and even though I wasn't drafted, I felt I had to honor that contract. And so I was in Canada for a year. And a month or so after I got back, on the radio that night was this amazing music, Black Angels. And I had never heard anything like it. I'd grown up playing string quartet music. When I was 12, I founded my first group, and we played Beethoven's Opus 127, and we played Mendelssohn and Haydn and Mozart and Schubert. And later, when I was about 15, I started playing modern music and started working with composers and encountered Charles Ives and Stravinsky and Edgar Varese and John Coltrane and Thelonious Monk and all kinds of interesting sounds. And then sometime, it would have been about 67 or so, I first heard Jimi Hendrix. Maybe it was 68. And there seemed to be this conflict in musical life. I mean, there was this, in my musical life, there was this kind of fascination with the newest music I could find written for string quartet. And there was one side. Another side was this incredible virtuosity and electricity of Hendrix. And then there was this tradition that I'd grown up with and had started out with of late Beethoven and Schubert and Haydn. And all of a sudden in August of 1973, Black Angels brought all of these things together. And for a young person like me at that time, I was searching for the right sounds, and I was searching for what to do and how to express myself, and there were all kinds of feelings and things that I hoped to be a part of, and there was just no way to do it. And then all of a sudden, after hearing Black Angels by George Crumb, life made sense, and basically I had to play that piece. There was just no other way around it. And in order to play that piece, I had to get a group going that would spend a lot of time together, would practice every day, and would feel committed to all kinds of strange and bizarre experiences. And so in September of 1973, Kronos had its first rehearsal, and a little bit later that season we played Black Angels in Seattle, Washington for the very first time. And so for the last 36 years, Kronos has been playing Black Angels in a variety of different ways. We've had various stagings that we've created. We first recorded the piece in 1989, and by recording it, we actually learned a lot about the piece that we didn't really know before. And one of the things that we learned is that Black Angels is really a pretty short piece, and in our recording it's about 18 and a half minutes. So it's very concise, and it's a triptych. There are 3 parts. And if you follow precisely the tempo markings and the lengths of the silences that Crumb writes into the score, the length of the piece is 18 and a half minutes. And we'd never played it that way before. And so in concert, you know, there are a lot of things you have to do in Black Angels that you don't normally do as a violinist, let's say. You have to play bowed crystal glasses, and you have to strike gongs and play maracas and shout all kinds of things. And so there's a lot to do. And what we'd always done is kind of create a lot of time around these events. And so the piece kind of became a 28-minute piece or something. It was very long, and it always worked. Black Angels always works. But when you kind of condense it, it has this amazing power. And that's what we found from the recording, from doing the recording. And so what we wanted to do after that was find a way of bringing that condensation into our live performance. And that really evolved into various forms of theatricality and finding ways of making the performance work in a theatrical way, and also a timely way. And I'm not saying that our performance now is 18 and a half minutes live, because you have to walk from one place to another. You're using the stage, you're using all kinds of various instruments and stuff. But our thinking about the piece is definitely, the action is just continually unfolding, and then when there's a moment of repose, it has this significance that's incredible, and that's what we're trying to communicate. And the sense of proportion in Black Angels is so perfect. It's just one of the most amazing works that's ever been written for string quartet, in my opinion, and certainly I would say is the central work in the repertoire of Kronos, from which almost everything else that we've done in one way or another has kind of evolved.